Today, we are talking with Emil Shelbourne of WYRD Wellness. Emil is a naturopathic consultant, nutritionist, and former fine dining chef with experience in slow food in Italy, South Korea, and later in Canada, in BC, Manitoba, and Alberta. Emil, tell us a little how you started as a naturopath and nutritionist.
My story actually began from winning a scholarship, and the first time I moved to Italy to learn how to cook. And what I learned was more more or less how to shop or gather the raw ingredients and to prepare them simply and beautifully. So with that, the restaurants were Michelin restaurants that were into the slow food movement, which meant getting all of your ingredients within 800 kilometers of where you're preparing it. So the restaurant location. And in Italy, it's a lot of localized food, and the people are very proud of that and strict on that. A number of years later, I wanted to do the same type of restaurant in Canada, so I bought a location specifically that had the produce, the fish, seafood, other animals within 100 kilometers of the restaurant. So doing that in the first couple of years, our restaurant was on the ocean, but we're also a few blocks from a large hospital. And what I started to see was that a lot of younger men and women were coming, getting takeout food, and they would do this almost every day. And just talking with the customers, found out that their parents were in the hospital getting treatment. And the comment that I'd hear time and time again was, I've never seen my mom or dad eat a proper meal or eat this much food in 5, 10, 15 years. And what dawned on me was that it wasn't the type of oils I chose or how I seasoned, but that everything was still alive and vibrant, especially the fruits and vegetables from that area. So that's the introduction into learning about living food and having firsthand experience. So with that seed planted, I just kept on going down that road until today. This is also the one reason why humic and fulvic is so important in my practice and in our business, because what is living that we're putting in our bodies, that's giving us energy, making us feel good, feel comfortable, feeling electric, is so important from the soil health and that whole diverse ecosystem, which has been destroyed chemically or through farming practices all over the world, but especially in Canada and US. So this is very important. And we can understand too, when you're looking at your health and your gut health and how that relates to your mental health and well-being, you can also put in your mind's eye how the intestinal tract actually mimics in so many ways the soil, the living soil, the roots of the plants to photosynthesis and electrical charges, et cetera, turning inorganic into organic. So it's kind of funny how experiences build upon themselves and you find yourself where you are today.
Let's talk about detox a little. Why is it important?
Detoxification is important, especially today, because we're bombarded by so many different toxins in the environment. And that's just the byproduct of modern day society. So it could be toxins in the food, could be toxins due to wireless technologies, lack of proper maintenance of the body, the modern day lifestyle of just being on the go all day and multitasking doesn't give the body the chance to rest and therefore rebuild itself. So detoxification will help get a lot of the things that are bound in you out of your body. And the byproduct of that will be that your body systems will have the energy to rebuild itself, and enhance itself if it's not putting all its energy towards having negative foreign materials in the body. So that's why detoxification is very important today.
For those who are new to detox, how do you recommend to start?
If somebody's new to detox protocols, they really should seek out an experienced practitioner. Um, Anybody that's been through the ups and downs of detoxification, so they can guide you through what to do. Um, it's very hard to give blanket statements because it depends on the individual's body, where it's at, which organ systems are functioning highly and which are have been damaged or are stressed. One important part of detoxification that we deal with the gemotherapy remedies is it's one thing to want to detox and move that dirty water in your body, but if your emunctories can't expel those toxins, they're not going to get out of your body and they're just going to a different place, and you'll just have um, probably a not very good experience. You'll probably be going to the well time and time again and not see major improvements in your energy, well-being, whatever issues you want to deal with. So this is why it's important to have somebody in a mentorship role in the detox, and then not put you through the right protocols at the right time. We do that also because we can look at the different systems that will expel these toxins and make sure that they're appropriately energized and healthy enough before we go deeper. Otherwise, we're just going to stir up that water and it'll settle somewhere else. The toxins. So very important to have some guidance. With that being said, though, no one knows your body like you, and um, there is a part of detox that isn't just physical. There's a mental and spiritual aspect, and self responsibility and looking into what to do for yourself is a good first step. You'll find through detox, when you're letting go of what seems physical, other things will come up in the mental or emotional traumas in your life, and those will have to be detoxed also. They'll rise to the top, and you will need some support probably in that if you've had a lot of traumas or negative experiences, like most people have. So it's very important, not just physically, to learn how to detox properly.
Now, give us a little background into humic and fulvic acids. How do they work?
The humic and fulvic acid are complex molecules that are found in um, deep earth mine deposits of leadenite clay or um, other humate materials. Now, these are developed over thousands, even millions of years through compression of decomposition of the spent plant life. Water is filtered through there, obviously, and you find a very dense um, concentration of minerals, amino acids, enzymes in this humate substance, and that's what you can liken this substance to living healthy dirt where lots of plant life can grow, compared to a sandy beach or a desert. It's missing the living composition. It's just sand. Nothing can grow there. So um, that's the basics of the humic and fulvic. What we do, there's a proprietary system that is a mechanical extraction of the humate, which is found in northern Alberta, the raw product. There's an agricultural formulation done near Edmonton, And in Kelowna is where we have the food grade human consumption products. So we have a whole line that is for ingestion or transdermal topical applications. So what we do that's unique is the process is mechanically extracted, which I don't know of any other company that does that. So the humic fulvic industry, first of all, you need to find the humate, and it's a large process to mine that because it's so deep in the ground. But also you don't want it toxic. So our raw product is in a pretty toxic free area. So the other part that you can get toxic humic and fulvic from is the chemical extraction that most companies use. So while the humic could be high quality, the extraction process can contaminate that and cause different issues with the body. So, and with all of our products, I should say we have a certificate of analysis with every batch that's done. So people know not only the minerals and the amino acids that are found in our concentrates, but you can rest assured that there's no heavy metal toxins found in our products, which is quite unique. Now, there's four or five like major things. There's a lot to talk about with humic and fulvic acid, but there's the benefits of. Well, I should say first what fulvic acid is compared to humic. It's a small, low molecular weight molecule that's found in the humic. Fulvic is found in shilajit and some other plant-based nutrients and supplements, but it's a lightweight molecule of fulvic, and it has the ability to do so many different things at a cellular level, whether it's hydration and chelation and oxygenation of the body. So, say the main things that humic and fulvic accomplish with detoxing and just overall health is that it's the most potent chelator known to man. First, second, it's a very high in molecular oxygen that we'll discuss for microbiome health and antioxidant performance. Due to this, the third big thing is that it enhances beneficial microbes in your body, and it helps with increasing the enzymatic reactions and performance of the body. And then it's an extreme antioxidant. So those are the main foundations for how humic and fulvic help your health. And with this, you'll see the detoxification benefits for sure. We can go through those in more detail, but for now, that's the four main things for humic and fulvic with detox. With humic and fulvic, there's some very good companies out there. I would say look for humic and fulvic companies with a good reputation for being a potent and clean product. There's a number of practitioners that have been at this for a few decades now with humic and fulvic. It is not necessarily very well known, I would say, even in the naturopathic community. It's getting more and more traction every year because of all the research done and the obvious benefits. There's different colloidal mineral providers and supplement producers that do put fulvic acid in their supplements to increase the bioavailability. Often they're on the label, not always, but fulvic has sites that per molecule, so it can take 60 items that your body needs into the cell, and it can also take them out of your cell. I'll give you one other allegory or something to think about with fulvic acid. So the fulvic molecule if you're looking at the work that it does, you can always consider it the delivery man and the garbage man. So the fulvic will deliver the nutrition that your cells need and hydration. And in the meantime, it'll take out the garbage and the dirt and the toxins on its way out. So it goes in with the good, out with the bad. Um, when we talk about antioxidants, there's another formulation that kind of sounds like that too, I would say, but that'd be dealing with ions instead of um, the minerals and the other molecules. But the fulvic has the ability to um, give an electron or take one. So some of the toxic um, chemicals and chemical bonds in your body they're stealing the voltage out of your cells, and that's where fulvic will help also, because it'll either dissolve and absorb that free radical or toxin, or it could simply steal the energy from that toxin, and then the toxin will essentially die and break down, and the fulvic will clean it out.
Can you offer any practical tips for starting detox? What to consider, what to pay attention to?
Okay, practical tips for detox. So there's a long list of what has to be taken care of, and this is again why, especially in the beginning, you might need some assistance or an experienced practitioner. So hydration is very important to start with, and why that's important is I should point out that there's a difference between hydration and irrigation. So with hydration and irrigation, you could take in a lot of water and it's not necessarily going into your cells and your tissues. You might be just excreting that through the bladder and the kidneys. Filtered or unfiltered would be another issue depending on your kidney and adrenal health. But what you want is hydration. So there's many factors in that. So your cells need, if they are unhealthy, they're overly permeable, and then they'll flatten like a pancake and they can't function properly. So the cell membrane has to have the integrity to be healthy, yet it needs to be permeable enough to take in the hydrogen and oxygen. And what fulvic will help do is make the cell membrane strong again from the inside out, but it'll also carry the hydration into your cells. And not just humic fulvic, that's just being healthy in general. So the hydration is actually getting the water into your body. The body is mainly water. So getting it into your cells so that it can create the electrical charges needed to survive, and to thrive. So that's one practical part of the detox, is first getting proper hydration. Quite often too, that's where fruits and vegetables come in. That's a structured water. So it's this is getting into the surface tension of water. So some people's bodies are like glass. Glass is essentially water with like extreme surface tension. It's not really a physical object in like a rock or a stone, even though it's hard. So that's one thing to think about. Eating a clean diet. So what you want to do is take in as little toxic food as possible, as much food that's meant for the human body as possible. A lot of the items in the grocery store, they're dangerous. They have so many chemicals in them that it's amazing that a lot of us are still alive and kicking right now. This is kind of extreme, but when the COVID pandemonium started, one thing I said is if the government's really cared about you, they close the grocery stores and the liquor stores. And if you walk around the store, you'll find most packaged items, they're in plastic and they have ingredients that nobody can pronounce. So the clean diet is just going back to basics, like simplify. There's a saying that simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. So I would apply that to my eating habits if I was starting a detox. You'll have to support your gut health. So that could be with probiotics, digestive enzymes. If you've had a life of stress or overeating certain items, your enzyme counts could be out of whack, so you can't break down or catalyze in order to gain the energy that you need to build new cells and new tissues and support your organ system. Fulvic and humic are excellent because they actually help your microbiome produce its own probiotics. So while there's a time and a place for digestive enzymes and probiotics or fermented foods, even those are foreign bacteria to your body, foreign living microorganisms. So we believe that the ultimate goal is to support your body enough that you're producing what your mother gave you as a gift when she birthed you. There's different supplements you could take. Again, it'll depend on which organs of yours are stressed or working well. What's the protocol or the strategy? Like, what are we going to open up first? There's detox. One thing with detox, there's two things that I see with some people. Especially in the beginning, they either go too extreme and that becomes their new lifestyle, which over the years, I've just observed that that's creating more tensions in your more subtle bodies, like your mental and emotional state. And people can go really overboard. In the Chinese medicine, we're taught about a lot stress of balance, not to be too extreme one way or the other. So with detox, we should consider not going overboard. You have to put in the work in life, but you can burn yourself out too. You can essentially exercise yourself to death. So you don't want to do that. And then another issue with detox is people are, that's the paradox. You want to get rid of so many things, but some people neglect adding in the nutrition. So part of it is getting the bad stuff out, but you want to fill your cells or your receptor sites of the cells with good minerals and vitamins instead of toxic heavy metals or glyphosates, things like that. So I was told by an elder once that if your cells are full of nutrition, you don't have to worry about some sugar molecules or the odd breathing of environmental toxins or whatever, because it'll go right through your body because your cells are full of nutrition. So with that said, part of the detox is actually building too. So life is a cycle. It's not linear. So we have to go around, like, every day there's a time to eat, there's a time to rest, there's a time to rebuild, there's a time for detox. This happens ideally every day of your life. That's how a fully functional human body operates. Now, if we have neglect or some type of trauma or accident, that some of those processes can stop. So our job is to turn all of those back on.
Tell us about your own wellness routine.
My personal routine, and Lynn helped a lot with that over the years, is we had a specific time to eat which is fairly early, unless we're fasting. But we, sit together and appreciate what's in front of us. I'm a vegetarian. She is not. And so I don't limit her because of my beliefs or what my body needs, and vice versa. So um, if there's going to be an animal carcass on the table, it's going to be a high quality one and cooked properly. I highly recommend people learn how to cook, and that kind of might sound superficial, but really, when you cook, it is an alchemical process, and some of the problems isn't. You can argue about all types of things that you should or shouldn't eat, but they're not prepared properly. So either they become toxic to your body because of cooking techniques, or they're not available to your body. They could be nutrient destroyed. Some things you should cook, but there's even the balance of eating raw food compared to lightly steamed food, um, and what have you. We're very careful with seed oils and what have you. But anyways, we eat fairly early, as early as possible, and then we go into getting ready to sleep. So um, Lynn really got me into sleeping by 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And in school and college, we read about this and that about circadian rhythms, but it really is important. Probably it's one of the most important things is sleeping at the right time. So how do you do that? At least 3 hours before you go to bed, which would mean 6, 7 at the latest, is when the last food should be put in your body. Within a couple hours of bed, you should also turn off any screen device. Ideally 3 hours, but you need at least a couple hours. Otherwise, your body won't shut down. You're essentially often passing out, not sleeping, and those are two different things. And the other thing is, within an hour or two, don't drink any liquid, especially as you get older. Some of our processes teach people to drink a certain amount of their liquid and fluid before a certain time of the day. And what that happens is, as you get older, some people are awakened quite often because they have to go to the washroom. So you want to get that out. You want to sleep a solid 6 to 8 hours. So sleep. That's why I start with the night protocol, or whatever you called it, wellness routine. Sleep is so important, and it seems to be crazily neglected by a lot of people. There's if you have sleep issues, you can look at flower remedies and breathing techniques, and just doing what I recommend of not eating, drinking, or especially no cell phone, no computer, no TV on. Read. You can read if you're bored. Sit outside, relax. But yeah, you want to calm down and fall to sleep. In the deep sleep, that's when your body gets into the repair work. So if you're not sleeping, you're not repairing your issues. You could take any natural health supplement you want. You could take any allopathic remedy you want, and you just won't be rebuilding properly. That's where these continual cycles of chronic disease take hold, is when you're sleeping. And so then in the morning, the best thing to do is to have some warm water as soon as you wake up. It could be a herbal tea or just water. We usually take our tummy love if we're working with different organs at different times of years. We have our tinctures, so the herbal remedies to help support those systems. But a glass of warm water right away, or you can add some apple cider vinegar if you like. even with a little honey and vinegar. You could take more vinegar, get that done in the morning. Stay hydrated, be fairly relaxed. Not like I spent so many years. As soon as I woke up, I was on the go. Like a very intense person, very ambitious, and that wasn't smart. But at least I was younger and I could go through it. But you can't do that through all the cycles of life. That's for sure. Um, we don't really eat too much in the morning, and if it is for me, it'd be some fruit. Probably don't eat until 10 o'clock. So just naturally, there's big trends of intermittent fasting and different fasting routines. It's just normal to eat between 10 and 5, and that's the big trend is to like that's something special, right? It's just kind of normal. But people will find this as they detox and clean out their bodies. A lot of thoughts and habits will just fall away. So that's kind of it is a physical part, but that's part of the mental and spiritual part of understanding what your life is and can be. Um, every day, I will do 1 or 2 hours of Tai Chi and Qigong practice. Um, especially in the summer, I'll probably do an hour of basketball, just shooting outside in fresh air, or kayaking, or hiking, anything to get fresh air, especially when there's no. The last few years, there's been a lot of smoke in the air due to forest fires, so you have to be careful with that. Last year was harder than this year, but pick something. You need exercise, so you need sleep, then you need to exercise. If you're not moving your body, you're going to get in deep trouble. And we have the blood system, circulatory system, there's the lymphatic system, and then there's the cerebral spinal fluid system. Especially the last two, they need physical movement to move. So if you're not moving, your lymphatic system is going to get built up, and that's your sewer system. And then your cerebral spinal fluid is also the same. Like your tailbone's actually a pump that has to be moved. So damaging that through sitting too much, different lifestyle, recreational activities can damage your tailbone, and then you're not pumping that spinal fluid. Sometimes even when that doesn't occur, there's a gas buildup in your lower dantian, and that when that accumulates to a certain degree, you can have heart attack like symptoms. But most people don't. They just think it's a heart attack. So then the doctors will go and look at heart attack remedies, and people keep getting sick and eventually and possibly die because we just don't address these issues. So yeah, anyways, exercise is very, very important. 20, 30 minutes, an hour a day, whatever you can do. Another tip is if you're working, and unless like an office, but if you're doing any kind of work that is physical, put in your mind that it's your workout. There's been studies and observations done. If you have a mindset while you're working, whatever physical labor you're doing, if you have the mindset that that's actually exercise, you will become healthier. Your muscles will grow, and but if you're just going through the motions, oh, it's just a job. There's something in there where you don't really see the physical gains. You're still getting the movement, which is good, but you just won't get the added muscle mass and what have you. So anyway, get something that you enjoy and apply it as much as you can. And that it's not just physical. Obviously, there'll be mental health benefits and what have you, emotional benefits. If you're going to get into Tai Chi or Kung Fu or even yoga, find somebody of high value. Find a high value teacher. somebody that has, obvious ethics. They're not there to pick up women or guys. The gym is organized and it has a good feeling to it. There's a calm feeling instead of just chaotic. And do yourself a favor, put a lot of time into finding somebody that you can work with that has high standards. Aside from just like kicking high or skating faster, whatever it is, find teachers that are overall have an overall health, because that will go into that. You will pick those up. If you pick the wrong teacher, you go down the wrong road and waste a lot of time. Oh, all day. Actually, one tip so in the morning, I said we will drink tummy love, and that will have, it's 5 parts humic, 2 parts fulvic. Or if there's other issues where you need more of the higher molecules and more of the mineral, we can take the full humic concentrate. But during the day, we drink fulvic all day long. We get spring water in 19-liter pails, jugs, and we'll just put the appropriate amount of fulvic in there and sip on that all day. Fulvic's the ultimate electrolyte, so it does a lot for your body, and that's a good habit just to have it in your water. This is the fulvic acid. So you can see the jar. So it's kind of an amber look to it. Okay, now this is tummy love, or humic will be similar, and you'll see the difference that the humic is compared to fulvic. Black. There's no taste. There's no. It's only a color change. No smell, no taste. We have a powdered, unrefined version that isn't processed like this one. It has all the minerals and amino acids in it, but it's part of the process is to make this water soluble. So you see how easily it completely dissolves into the water, whereas the powder doesn't. A lot of it dissolves, some of it doesn't, and that seems to help your GI tract especially well because it's working in a different way. Our concentrates will go into the bloodstream. The fulvic will cross all the cell membranes, blood-brain barrier, what have you. So there's a couple things with the daily wellness routine, which will help enhance your life, but it also has very specific, strong detox. It helps with detoxing constantly your body or building. There's some things I think a lot of people don't think about anymore for one reason or the other. And one is breathing. So with the Qigong and Tai Chi, we learn a lot of breathing techniques and diaphragmic breathing. A lot of people breathe into their chest, which puts your nervous system in the fight or flight. And there's chemical reactions from long, slow, deep breathing, holding, and then releasing. And that has to do with the temperature in your body and how it changes molecules and the absorption. And that alone can help people with blood pressure problems, heart problems, and what have you. Then the other one is the posture. So to sit and stand in a certain way. And this is important because with spinal health, and every vertebrae of your spine is correlating to a different part of your body, a different system, a different organ. Plus that spinal fluid is very important for so many reasons that your posture will help circulate that a lot better. And you could see a lot of health changes fairly quickly and especially long-term just from doing some things to help your spine. So whether people are sitting on a couch for a couple hours watching TV and scrunched up, or different people drive in different ways, so out of alignment. Women that wear high heels, very dangerous, and I can't believe that people do that. Um, Sitting in an office all day long, all of these do damage to your spine if you don't take care of it properly. So those practices that are taught through a competent Tai Chi or Kung Fu teacher, um, very important. Deal with posture and breath, and those are, basically free things. So nobody can put it in a bottle for you and sell it to you. But those are very very beneficial tips to enhance your body and your mind performance.
Thank you for this interesting conversation and your insights, Emil. Anything you want to add to wrap it up?
The elder had 7 signs of health. So I'll just read you what they are. So first is sound sleep, being fatigue free, having good appetite and digestion, hence choosing good foods. You breathe deeply, you have good memory, clear thought, agile body, and good humor. So that's a little list of things that one person can explore themselves and see, do I have all of those aspects? And if not, which ones are missing? That's what I should work on first. And that's how you can kind of prioritize. But everybody should have all those things, should just be part of the human experience. Missing any of those, there's something wrong. So then you'll know what you have to change, what you have to work on. And I guess with the detox too, one thing that is important to understand for a Western modern mindset is, like anything in life, you should enjoy the journey, not be so quick to hit a destination. So life is a journey, not the destination, essentially. And you can apply that to anything that you see in our lifestyle. Like if you drive in your car every day to work, you pass so many things, so you don't even know it's there. But if you walked that same route, there'd be so many cool shops, neighbors, things that you miss because you took the journey instead of going boom right there. So anyways, that's something to keep in mind with detox. Is it is a journey, so enjoy the journey, and you don't have to worry so much about the destination, like looking slimmer, looking younger, whatever. Those will all be byproducts of you just enjoying your journey more.
Today's podcast was our first in the series of conversations with Emil Shelbourne of WYRD Wellness. For more insights, articles, and a wide selection of organic humic and fulvic supplements and other products, visit our website, webofwyrd.org. Until next time, goodbye.